What's going on, people? It's Plain English, aka P. Another episode of Real Footy Banter. Today we're talking about Kyle Walker. He's left Spurs and gone to Man City for a crazy 50 million. Makes him the most expensive defender in the world. How crazy is that? I know everyone's going mad about the price. The price is crazy, but like we said before, today's market is absolutely mad. It's mad. I'm not going to lie to you. Kyle Walker, for me, he's not even a Pep type player. Kyle Walker is very fast, very physical, explosive, but Pep's more of a baller. He wants to knock it and stuff, whatever. Keep the ball, possession football. Kyle Walker can do that too, but he's not the kind of player that you would think that Pep would go for. What comes into account with this is that he's English, right? And Pep needs to make sure he has a certain amount of homegrown players for the rules. So Kyle Walker fits that bill. And they need fullbacks badly. You know what I mean? They had Asian fullbacks last year, which some might say was a big reason why they didn't really kick on. You know what I mean? Sanya, Clichy, Zabaleta, they're all up there in terms of football age. So it's one of them ones where now they've got rid of a couple of them. They're not really in the plans anymore, so they want to get better at the fullback position. They were trying to get Alves. That didn't go through. He's gone to PSG for big money. You know what I mean? So that fell through. So it kind of put Man City in a position where they had to go for their target, which was Walker. You know what I mean? Don't forget as well, they're trying to get Mendy, which will happen soon, it seems like it. And don't be surprised if Mendy breaks the record again for the most expensive defender. So you might see Mendy on the left, Kyle Walker on the right. It's going to be very explosive, I'm not going to lie. It's a powerful, fast wing back. I'm not going to lie. It's looking a bit dangerous. We'll see how it goes though. But with Tottenham, you got to realise as well with Tottenham, Daniel Levy, he drives a very hard bargain, right? Especially if he knows he doesn't have to sell. Didn't have to sell Kyle Walker. I mean, they got Trippier to kind of step in, but didn't have to sell Kyle Walker, you know what I mean? So, with Levy, that being said, you're trying to negotiate with Levy, doesn't have to sell, and he knows that you need homegrown players, he's going to push the price up even more. So it's been known, like I said before, that Levy's drives a hard bargain. So anyway, Kyle Walker, 50 million. I know for sure he's happy with that move. I mean, it seems like end of the season last year, he was kind of, you know what I mean? He wasn't really playing as well. Maybe his head was turned a little bit after being told that Pep was interested. So now he's got his move that he wanted now, and he's good to go with that. Liverpool have had a 57 million bid rejected by Leipzig. RB Leipzig for Naby Keita have rejected a 57 million bid. You're asking like, what? I look kind of happy. I look kind of happy because that means it's probably going to go through. That's our starting bid. We know that Leipzig don't have to sell. They're a rich club, right? So we know they don't have to sell, right? So, and they possibly want around 70 million. I'm hoping we don't go that high. But at the same time, the fact that we've gone in at 57 million means that we're starting the motion. You know what I mean? That means it's starting. I want him to come to our club. I do want that. He's one of them young African youths that get up and down the pitch. And I say African youths because it's one of them ones where they're just different, bruv. They're physical and their engine is just mad, bruv. Look at Kante, for example. You know what I mean? He's not French, he's African. You know what I mean? So it's one of them ones where they just get up and down. Their physical play, I mean, they go in tackles. They just don't get hurt for some reason. It's weird, bruv. So I think it's how they grow up. But anyway, it's one of them ones where like, we need some of that steel in the middle of our pitch. We got Hendo, but we need some pace with that kind of steel. You know what I mean? Keita brings that, right? So if we get Naby Keita, oh man, I need that. People are going to say he's only done it for one season, which is true. But he's a young kid. 70 million would be way too much. But again, today's market is mad. It's so mad. So if we get him, we've got Salah. And trust me right now, I told people from a long time ago, the Van Dijk saga with Liverpool is not over. People were laughing and saying, oh, listen, that you guys messed up, oh, it's done. It was never done. That whole publicity and saying sorry and that, don't get me wrong, we had to, so we didn't get fined and this and that and possible transfer ban, but it's not done. The man himself has come out how many times and said, I only want to play for Klopp. I don't want to go Chelsea. Don't want to go Man City when he could have gone to both. I want to play for Klopp, which is why I was so happy we got Klopp in the first place, because he can put signings over the edge. I'm not saying we're going to get him. At the same time, I told man, it is not over, and I don't think it's over yet. I think there's a possibility we might still get him. So we'll see how that goes. watch out for that as well. Apparently, Costa will not be joining Chelsea on their pre-season tour. I mean, you shouldn't be shocked really, but obviously it gives a signal that he's possibly not going to be at the club. He still wants to go back to his old club, Atletico Madrid, and apparently they want him as well. Obviously they got to wait till January, but there's a good chance that he goes there. Apparently, Lucas Leiva might be heading to Lazio. Liverpool and Lazio have agreed a 5 million fee for Lucas Leiva. Don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna sit here and be hypocritical and say he's been a great servant. I mean, he's been a great servant in terms of maybe off the pitch and his attitude and this and that. But I'm not a Lucas fan. If you know me, innit? I'm not a Lucas fan at all. I don't think he's a good passer. I don't think he's a good tackler. He fouls a lot. He doesn't score goals. Doesn't really assist, although he did assist a couple. One being for the goal of the season for Emre Can last year against Watford. But other than that, I don't see what he brings. He's not great in the air. Hasn't got no pace. So unless he's on cheap money, I wouldn't mind him staying around as a, you know what I mean, back up kind of thing. But I don't really see his purpose, to be honest. Like, get rid of him, give the wages to someone else, put that money to somewhere else. But 5 million, and again, today's market, I don't know. But again, 5 million, he's supposed to be going. He ain't gone yet, but I'm not unhappy about it. I'm not going to lie. I think he's come to the point where he's thinking to himself, listen, I'm now late 20s, whatever I am. I need to kind of play a bit more. I can get more of a chance at Lazio. And again, Serie A is a slower league. You know what I mean? It might suit him. So I think it's a good move for him. Lazio's not a bad club, obviously. So it's one of them ones where you could go there, get more playing time, be depended on more, slower league. You know what I mean? Like I said, he ain't got no pace. So it will benefit him. So I'm not really unhappy about Lucas, but thank you for your service, bro. I'm not going to lie. Pause. Real footy banter. Be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, people. Subscribe. I'm out.